Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Let's Grow. I hope you are very fine and doing great in your life. So today's topic of discussion is storage zone of reservoir. So let us start our discussion without any delay. So initially we will start our discussion with the term reservoir. That what is a reservoir? A huge amount of water stored behind the dam is called a reservoir. So whenever we construct a dam in a river, so there is a huge amount of water which is stored in the upstream of dam or behind the dam. So this stored water is called as the reservoir. And this storage is divided into different zones called storage zones of a reservoir. So in a reservoir there are various storage zones, as you can see here, the surcharge storage, useful storage and dead storage. So we will discuss about these storage in this video. And before understanding these storage zones of a reservoir, firstly we have to understand the different levels of water in the reservoir. So here in this image, as you can see, the minimum pull level, the normal pull level, and this is maximum pull level or maximum reservoir level. So initially we have to understand these three types of level in a dam, and later on we will discuss about the storage zone. So first one term is minimum pull level. So minimum pull level you can see here in this image. It is the lowest level of water which is kept for normal operation of the reservoir. So minimum pull level is that lowest level of water that should kept for the normal operation of the reservoir. This level is fixed by the elevation of the lowest outlet. So here you can see the lowest outlet sluice. So here in this dam body we have provided the sluice. So based on the elevation of this sluice we will decide this minimum pull level of dam. Or if the dam is a multi-purpose one, the minimum required head for the generation of power governs the minimum pull level. Or if it is a multi-purpose dam, suppose there is a hydropower plant also. So to run that hydropower plant, there is certain minimum head is required to generate the power. So suppose this is the minimum water head is required to operate the hydropower plant successfully. So based upon that we have to decide this minimum pull level, so that whenever the water reaches upside of this minimum pull level, we can operate our hydropower plant. So this minimum pull level is decided based upon the lowest outlet, or if there is a hydropower plant, we will see that what is the minimum operating head required to run that hydropower plant. So based upon that we will provide this minimum pull level. Normal pull level, also called the maximum conservation level. Why it is called the maximum conservation level? As you can see here, this is the normal pull level or maximum conservation level. So whenever the water stored in this dam, this is the maximum amount of water for which this dam can stored easily. Of course, if there is a flood in the dam, the water level can go beyond this level also, but this will remain for short term also. For long term, and for the conservation of water, only this much amount of water can be conserved in this dam. So it is also called as the maximum conservation level or normal pull level. It is the level of water during the normal operation of the dam. At this level the crest of the spillway is provided. So whenever you see the crest or topmost point of the dam, so this level is known as the normal pull level, and this normal pull level is for the normal operation of the dam. So we can operate this dam in the normal conditions. Now the other term is maximum pull level. Maximum pull level you can see here. This is the maximum reservoir level or maximum pull level or pull level during the design flood. So during the rainy season or flood conditions, water may get rise above the normal pool level, although a spillway is provided at normal pool level. So at this normal pool level, we have provided the spillway. But in case of in rainy season or in rainy days, the flood situation may occur and your water may go beyond this normal pool level, and it can be reached up to the maximum pool level or maximum reservoir level. But it will remain for the short duration in the dam, and later on it will released from the spillway. This maximum level to which water can be stored in a reservoir is termed as the full reservoir level. So full reservoir level is the maximum level up to which we can store in the reservoir. Now we have discussed about this minimum pool level, maximum pool level or maximum conservation. This is minimum pool level. This is normal pool level or maximum conservation level, and this is the maximum pool level or maximum reservoir level, or it can be also termed as pool level during the design flood. So now we will see the dead storage. The volume of water stored below the minimum pool level of the reservoir is known as the dead storage. So whatever water is present below this minimum pool level, as you can see here, this is known as the dead storage, and this storage is not of such use in the operation of the reservoir, and this dead storage is of no use to operate the reservoir, because we have to keep this water always in the dam. So there is this water is of no use for us, because we cannot get this water out from the dam, or we cannot send this water into the hydropower plant, because above this minimum pool level all the water is useful for us. Now we will discuss about the useful storage. The volume of water stored in a reservoir between minimum pool level and normal pool level is known as the useful storage. So useful storage is the water storage between this normal pool level and minimum pool level. So this useful storage can be used for the operation of hydropower plant. Also it can be used for the drinking purpose also, and by constructing the intake structure we can get this water out of this dam. So this is the useful storage which will available for us to use. Now surcharge storage. The volume of water stored between the normal pool level and the maximum pool level is known as the surcharge storage. So here in this image you can see this is the normal pool level and this is the maximum pool level or maximum reservoir level. So between these two levels, whatever water is present, that is known as the surcharge storage, and this surcharge storage exists only till floods are in progress and cannot be retained for later use. So this storage will be available in a flood event, and it cannot be retained for the later use. So whenever a flood occur, this surcharge storage will present in the dam, but as the flood diminish, the later on this water level decreases and it will come up to the normal pool level. So for a short duration these surcharge storage will remain present in this dam. Now valley storage. Some amount of water is stored by the stream channel even before a dam is constructed. This storage is known as the valley storage. So suppose there is no dam in this river, and this river or this channel had some capacity to store the water even before the construction of this dam. So the water which can be stored in this channel or stream before the construction of dam, it is known as the valley storage. And after the construction of dam, the valley storage increases. So whenever we construct this dam, this channel or river has higher capacity to store the water. So the valley storage will increase after the construction of this dam. the net increase in the storage is equal to the storage capacity of the reservoir and less than the natural valley storage. So if we look at the net increase in the storage, so we have constructed this dam, and this dam has certain storage capacity, and if we subtract the natural valley storage which is already present prior to construction of this dam, then we can see the net increase in the storage, because that natural valley storage was all present prior to construction of the dam. So if we talk about the effective storage or net increase in the storage, which will be not directly equal to the storage capacity of dam, but we have to subtract the valley storage, because this valley storage was present prior to construction of this dam. The valley storage thus reduces the effective storage capacity of the reservoir. So if we look upon the effective storage capacity, then it will decrease, because we have to subtract the natural valley storage from the storage capacity. Now this storage is not of much consequence in conservation reservoirs, but the available storage for flood mitigation is reduced as follows. The effective storage for flood mitigation is equal to useful storage plus surcharge storage minus the valley storage. So for the purpose of flood mitigation, how much water we have stored, or how much volume of water we have stored to mitigate the flood, that is equal to the useful storage, because this dead storage is always present in our dam. Then it can store this useful storage, and it can store that surcharge storage also. But we have to keep remember that when this dam was not there, the river or channel had some capacity to store the water, which is the valley storage. So we have to subtract the valley storage also, because this is the storage of the dam, that is useful storage and surcharge storage. But if we talk about the net effective storage, then we have to subtract the valley storage, because this valley storage was already present before the construction of this dam. So I hope you like this video. If you really like this video, you can hit that like button. You can subscribe our channel Let's Grow, and please check out the description box. If you want to be a part of our WhatsApp group, you can check out the link. The link is given in the description box. Also, you can connect me on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profile link is given in the description box. So thank you so much to watch this lesson till the end. Okay, take care. Bye bye.